Starship Troopers Extermination is awesome and fun, and I cannot wait for everything that the developers are going to do throughout this first year of its early access. I am pumped, man. I am pumped. However, this video is just some of my ideas I would like to put out there into the universe, just to make this game, well, just even better. And I'm going to start with a few new maps. Now, of course, we've got Valaka, which is the map that was launched with the game, but I think it would be really cool to bring in Planet P and introduce like a humongous massive cave system in the centre of it, as well as obviously the compound on the outside of it from the film, of course, and Klendathu, which could be, you know, a lot more hostile, no humans colonies, because of course the humans didn't colonize Klendathu. So, you know, that would be really cool to have those two maps from the film. But I'm hoping for some like forest maps on some forest planets, and you know, just some different variety. I mean, if they all turn out to be desert and barren wasteland ones, this, you know, okay, fine. The game is really fun as is, but I think a different variation in the different maps you're playing on would be really cool. Also, I think what would be awesome is some new game modes, for example, like some ideas like search and rescue, where you have to find AI survivors, get them. Some of them are injured, so you have to have a couple of people volunteer essentially to carry them, so they can't fight as they're carrying people, so they are carrying wounded. That would be pretty cool. And then you've got to get them out of there with throwing some other randomized objectives and optional secondary objectives, of course, but I think that would be really awesome. Also, capturing the brain bug, that could be like a payload moving mission where you go locate the brain bug, get it, take it out, and people have to volunteer, maybe 4 players, because there's 16 players in this PvE game, so maybe 4 of them have to grab the rope and pull the brain bug, and you have to get the brain bug to the extraction. I think that would be a really cool addition as well, and again, something like shifting the payload along, so unless people are pulling those ropes, you guys aren't going anywhere. And the other idea I come up with, which I think would be cool, is if you are familiar with the plasma bugs from the film that fire blue meteors out their ass, effectively, what if, just like with Star Wars Battlefront 2, you had to get to certain points and do stuff to unlock special rocket launchers to damage or stun the bugs, and then everybody just wail on them and try and destroy them, all the while you have a timer or a life bar for the fleet that's up in the atmosphere so that they don't get destroyed. That's just 3 of my ideas for game modes. Let me know in the comments what you think, if they sound like cool game modes, or if you have any of your own. Of course, that would be cool. Also, another minor thing I think would be awesome is if they put the shotgun attachment onto the standard rifle like Rico uses in the film. So once he runs out of rounds in his assault rifle, he uses a shotgun attachment. It's a small thing, and if they don't ever introduce it, it's not, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world. Of course, cosmetics would be massively appreciated. Not stupid cosmetics like pink and you know, like fluorescent colours and whatnot, but just some appropriate stuff, stickers, labels, stuff for your character as well as on your rifle, maybe some keychains to hang off of it, something for bragging rights to show that you've done X, Y, and Z, like with also daily and weekly challenges would be awesome to implement into the game, with rewards, stuff to keep players continually, you know, fighting and unlocking and earning stuff. I'm not holding any breath, because the developers who developed Starship Troopers Extermination also made Squad, and Squad has nothing in terms of progression, which is one of my gripes for the game. The game is good and is fun, but I like progression. I like something to work towards, whether that be rank or otherwise, and there's nothing in Squad. There is nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing! Okay? And that's just bizarre to me, personally. But, you know, cosmetics and player customization, I think, is a want. Like also with player cards, maybe, so you can put on their badges to show how many of the arachnids you've killed, how many missions you've survived, you know, the objectives you have personally completed, except time played, just stuff like that. Just stuff to show and build the community on what everybody else is doing, like, oh, he's killed over 100,000 arachnid, I want to do that. And then you go, you go forth and try and kill 100,000 arachnid if anybody has the time. And of course, Steam achievements along with that. I think achievements are really cool for games. They add a lot of replayability to games. But again, Squad doesn't have those, so it's something I would like, but I don't think it's something that we are going to get. Now, of course, as it's a game about shooting the arachnids, about shooting the bugs, I think it's important to bring in that I think it would be really cool to bring in the hopper bugs, the flying ones, so because they can zip around and cause major damage, and even like pick players up, damage them in the air, and then drop them off somewhere, so that then they're either isolated from everybody, or it'll be really cool to add an extra challenge in on trying not to get grabbed by one of these and separated and or killed. That would be pretty cool, and of course, as like an optional, well, not so much optional all the time, but a tanker bug just emerging out of the ground. And then just being like a mega boss, if you will, alongside the other arachnid you've got to fight. That would be pretty cool, and maybe on harder difficulties, on hard mode, there could be multiple tankers, and just make them tanky so they can absorb a load of damage. I think that would be a lot of fun. And the final idea that I think would be really awesome is we already have 3 great classes for the game, but I think as psychics are in the world of Starship Troopers, what about a psychic class where they have you can equip an ability to either stop arachnid in front of you for a few seconds, or turn them on other arachnids, or I don't know, just utilize it some way, just come up with some ideas to use like a psychic class. I think that would be pretty cool, more like an officer kind of role, if you will. But yeah, I mean, this game, there's potential. The base for this game is incredibly well done as is, and as long as they build upon it, if they listen to the community, if somebody is listening to me rattle on, then hopefully this game could become the pinnacle of sci-fi cooperative shooting. But please let me know in the comments any ideas you have for the game, or if you've even played the game. If so, are you enjoying it? And thank you very much for watching.
Come on, you want to